were caught with that beard, yeah, and you're you're a Muslim, do you think you'll be treated the same as someone who is white-skinned, blonde hair, blue-eyed, and they both caught you with a handbook that says how to make a bomb?
Oh, believe me, we all know.
Who's gonna be treated differently?
We all know who's gonna be treated differently.
Racism is a system that causes race prejudice. So if I look at you and be like, I'm not trying to be, I'm like, oh, look at that Paki guy. If I supposed to say that, right? Whatever it is,
I've got a water. Thanks, buddy.
I've said that. Why did where did I get that terminology from? Would I say that? Because I didn't just wake up one day from nowhere and say, yeah,
learn behaviour.
Okay, because it's a system that teaches race prejudice. So racism is a system.
Okay, but you're saying that then everyone born in this system is racist.
It's race prejudice to some degree.
Some degree.
You have to be racist. Not exactly. You can't be. You can't not be. And if you say you're not, you're a liar.
I would agree.
Yeah, of course you would.
But Sarah,
that would mean
I'm not saying
that would mean
I'm a liar.
looking in here.
No.
That means you'd have to look in here and say, you know what? How many times have I said maybe something in my head that maybe I shouldn't have said, or prejudge someone maybe the way I should have?
That's assumption.
Because that means you're gonna have to look in there now.
Assumption, Bob. You're using your predetermined assumptions on other people.
Bro, we live in the same
because you
system.
do that. No.
So are you telling me you've never thought anything race prejudice or said anything race prejudice the whole of your life? So you're telling me? Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
I love this race prejudice.
But Sarah,
I'm trying to say it's pointless. Bro, just be honest. I'm not gonna get offended by it. Do you know what I mean? Like, just be honest. Everyone is race prejudiced to some degree.
Yeah, maybe.
but that includes you, I guess, as
Of
well.
course.
Yeah, okay.
But he's
So
happy
don't
to do
deny
that.
it.
We're not gonna deny that, of course.
I don't agree with
I live
that.
in the same city.
I don't agree with that.
Why don't you agree and you know you've done it?
Just because I've done something, I've done a lot of stupid things in
You're
my
telling me
life.
there's someone.
No.
I would love to see someone in this system that has never been race prejudiced.
I've done a lot.
Even in their head.
I've done a lot of stupid things in my life.
Right.
I don't mean that just because I done something stupid, I'm going to say this geezer must have done that.
Bro, the
You know what I mean?
system's built like that. I'm gonna say, you turn on the TV, you get race prejudice TV. You walk out your house, you get race prejudice adverts. You can't go anywhere. Even the books that you read to your children are race prejudice. You can't get away from race prejudice in the system. It's just intrinsic to the system.
Is there a system that doesn't have it? Because you're obviously inferring that somehow the system is bad, which it may well be, but is there a better one?
Do you think that if you, right, were caught with that beard, yeah, and you're a Muslim, do you think you'll be treated the same as someone who is white-skinned, blonde hair, blue-eyed, and they both caught you with a handbook that says how to make a bomb?
Oh, believe me, we all know.
Who's gonna be treated differently?
We all know who's gonna be treated differently.
They're gonna throw that book right at you, mate.
You're still mixing the two.
No, but
And when you learn to not mix the two, then your life will be a bit
what I'm trying to say
much
is,
better.
everyone writes something and does something else. That's the way the world is working right now.
You're full of influence and assumptions and just, you know,
Okay,
I don't know how to word it.
Okay,
Putting people together.
let me try and give you an example.
Judges and all that.
Madeleine McCann, what's her name?
No, you're jumping in
Madeleine
it, bro.
McCann. The girl went missing. The parents wrote a book. People were like, oh, they're bad parents. They wrote a book. You know, oh yeah, they never went to jail. They got investigated. Make that be a black couple that did that. Make that be a black couple. See if they will be writing a book and getting a book deal, yeah, and getting all that money. Do you think a black couple gonna get that?
They wouldn't even get media attention, bro.
Media attention? They'll get the books thrown straight at them.
Except if it happens in the US, where they march, etc.
No, but is that gonna happen to black
Even
people?
then, yeah.
No, but
A
that
Muslim
was
couple.
the
Alright, a
black
Muslim
people that were
couple.
killed. So
A Muslim
this
couple
argument
done the same
doesn't work.
thing. They're gonna get that.
Doesn't
You've
work.
got points.
They're gonna get that.
You've got points to your argument, but I think that what you do with your argument, you take it one step too far.
Alright, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. That's fine. I'll tell you something. In 2006, the FBI put out a report, okay, and gave it to Bush. Was Bush in 2006?
Yes, he was.
Yes, gave it to Bush and said neo-Nazi clans are infiltrating the police force in America. A 2006 FBI report said they're infiltrating the police force.
How does that
Then when
match
these
with what you were
black men are
saying?
getting gunned down in the street for no reason, for just doing that, or doing this, or doing that, or doing who do you think's doing it?
Right, so I will agree with you that people are being killed wrongly on occasions by police, black and white.
On occasion. Do you know why you say on occasion? Because
Do you know how many there were? How many were there in the last
Bro,
year?
It's not happening. No, how many do you know of?
Have the FBI got accurate statistics? Yes or no?
Okay, let me.
Sorry,
hang on. In the 1980s, Ice-T had a song called "Cop Killer." A song called "Cop Killer" in the 1980s. Why was he? What? And you go to his interview and say, "Why are you making that? Why NWA saying fuck the police?" Because this shit's been going on since. This isn't. People got these now. They got camcorders now. When you saw Rodney King and people were like, oh my God, that's what, the 90s? That's only because someone that camcorder. This shit has been going on for decades, bro. For let's say 500 years in America specifically, and Africa, there has been a war on black bodies, right?
What do you mean by a war?
Slavery, colonialism, lynchings, Jim Crow. Whatever.
I agree with that.
Eugenics.
How far back do you want to go, brother?
No, but what I'm trying
do you want to go back to Adam and Eve, or not quite that far?
No, but what I'm trying to say is, I don't have to tell you today the statistics. I've got 500 years of statistics backing me up, showing that there's been a war on us. So when you're looking at me today saying, hey, yeah, is it, mate, they've got 500 years backing me up. What you got?
So what do you want to go back to? Do you want to solve it now? Do you want to talk about how we solve it now? Or do you want to go back to slavery and have what, people feel guilty or what?
Do you think we can solve it now?
Say again?
Do you think we can solve it now?
I think it's solvable. Can I solve it, maybe?
I would love to hear
Okay.
how.
So I wanted to make sure that we're on the same page, because whatever I say to you, you're going to say to me, it's the system, so I can't trust the system. So it's difficult to have a conversation.
It's true,
if whatever I say to you from statistics, you're going to go, hey, it's the system.
Who wrote those statistics?
Who wrote?
Yeah,
the
but it's
FBI.
like saying,
So
okay,
is the
you're an atheist,
correct?
and a Muslim comes to you with the Quran and says, yeah, but it's in the Quran. And you're like, nah, come on, but you're a Muslim, it's skewed, you're going to believe it because it's in the Quran.
Brother.
It's the same thing I'm saying with you.
No, you've got a faulty analogy.
It's the system that...
Alright, so basically you're saying that everyone subconsciously is racist, or has a part of it.
You
So
cannot-
how do we solve it?
You
Come on,
cannot
tell us
grow,
the answer.
listen, you cannot grow in the system and not be race prejudiced to some degree.
Alright,
It's impossible.
so how do we solve it?
How do you solve it? You got to look inside yourself and admit it to yourself first. People don't want to admit that they're racist or race prejudiced. People don't generally want to admit it to themselves, but they are.
Fine,
We all are.
let's go on the premise that I've done that. I agree with you that everyone has it subconsciously.
Yeah.
Inside. How do we solve it?
So, okay, so if you're in positions of power and you know that you're a racist, then if you're conscious about it, I can't physically tell you to do anything in a position of power, but you should be able to do it and say, you know what, I'm actually doing this because of X, because of my subconscious racism or race prejudice towards this people, let me not do this. Are people going to do that? I don't have faith that people are going to do that. I don't have that faith.
So you think it's all lost?
I think this... Huh?
Things ain't changed.
Things ain't changed. Things ain't changed. 500 years, things ain't changed.
You think that things can change?
1,500 years, things ain't changed. You know what's funny with black people? 1,500 years, things ain't changed, right?
Is it?
All black people been asking people, it's like, you know, guys, just please leave us alone. Just,
Is there something?
I'm telling you, you're from South Africa, and this is what I'm trying to say to you. Listen, I'm telling you, you don't even acknowledge it, but that is the reason why you're talking like this. You are from a country where they did the exact same thing.
Yes.
They went there, killed the population, built South Africa, and this is ours. You guys, oh, we're going to give you what? We're going to give you cars. You have to. What?
You're
in people's country and you're telling people that they're illegal. This is your psychology.
Yes, in our own
This is your psychology, but you think it's... But when I
You want to
speak
stop
like this,
so I can speak?
I'm in the wrong. People don't forget. Are the Palestinians going to forget what the Jews are doing? 500 years from now? Hell no, they're not going to forget. The Jews may be sitting pretty like this. Yeah, guys, look at our kingdom. The Palestinians that are in the slums are going to be like, fuck those guys. 500 years ago, they're going to be like...
Sarah, you can give me a lecture and that's fine
No, but what
if you
I'm telling
talk
you is-
non-stop.
No, but what I'm trying to say to you is, you don't see it the way the oppressed people see it. You want statistics. You want what people said. You want all these things. I'm telling you.
Yes, I want
history.
facts. I know it's inconvenient. I appreciate
No,
that,
but
but I
I
want
just
some
gave you
facts.
facts. I just gave you facts.
So whenever-
facts are not they're real.
Can I finish with him?
I
Then we
just
can
gave
talk
you
about it.
facts. Every country that I just mentioned has had a warring population that has killed off the indigenous people and then claimed that those people trying to come into their own country are illegal.
Sarah, I agree with you in history.
Right.
Okay, so I agree with you in history.
Okay.
So history
But
is
history is today.
History is not today.
No, history is today.
So are you going to go
Because
back?
People ain't forgotten. It's today.
That's great. Are you going to keep remembering for the next 200 years, or at
Right,
some
you tell the
point?
Jews to go and forget them.
Sarah,
No,
you jump around like a little rabbit here.
Oh no,
You can't
forget.
forget.
You go tell the Jews to forget about the Holocaust.
Sorry,
They
you-
won't
you
come and
forget
talk
it.
to me
They
and tell
won't
me to forget about my
We're not
Holocaust.
gonna forget
Or
about
tell the
it.
Native Americans to forget about their Holocaust. Or tell the politicians to forget about their
We're never
Holocaust.
gonna forget about it.
Everyone's gonna remember their Holocaust, bro. And if you are the people that came to their country to cause that Holocaust, they're never going to forget. I'm just telling you. Look,
Okay, I wanted to have a nice conversation with you. You now go into the
all
rhetoric
right,
thing.
sorry, go on.
So,
I'll
but
speak.
that's okay.
I'll stop.
We were originally talking about the wall, and you hop around like a rabbit. And you want to do this by referring to
wrong about
history, and I agree
I
with
was
you.
wrong about the wall.
Were you? Okay. And I agree with you, and I came from an apartheid country, and I agree with you, apartheid was wrong. And I was brought up in that, and I thought it was right, and I changed my mind. Now you will say, oh, no, you're
I
not.
believe the remnants are still there in the subconscious.
You,
We don't need the. And now you're saying, but now you're in your golden tower saying, yeah, but what are the facts, my friend? Like, what facts do you have that we are racist? You're sitting in the golden tower on somebody else's land. That's enough fact for me. You want someone shouting out the window saying, "Fuck you, go back to your own country, you black bastards." Is that what you want? Is that what?
But why are you putting that on me then?
I'm just saying
Why
generally.
don't you?
Not
Okay,
you,
but
I'm not
don't.
saying you. I'm
but-
saying what you want.
Well,
is that
don't say
wanna
you then.
see,
Someone
he
else.
said
It's not me.
He called the man a nigger. Now listen.
Dude, you're jumping again to nigger.
No,
Who's called anybody nigger?
Listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm saying it's like
I'm trying
that's
to, but you're hopping
no,
around
it's
all
like-
over the show.
It's like that's what you want to show that people are racist. It's like you want a very verbal agreement to say, yeah, that guy's a racist because he's called that guy a nigger.
like you already
That's
think
not going to
so obvious.
happen. That's
No,
not how
that's
racism works. Racism is covert, my friend. It is covert. It is under the radar. You're in a job one day. You're out the next day. You're like, I don't know what happened there. You walk into your school canteen and people are acting a certain way. This is racism. Racism is very subtle. People don't call you nigger anymore nowadays. People don't call you
don't
Paki.
need to.
They don't call you an Arab bastard. They don't call you a chink. They don't call you a whatever. They don't call you a Jew, whatever. They just do things that make you know that was based on your race.
even-
That is how racism works nowadays.
Even in the 70s.
You're not going to get, because you grew up in South Africa, you were around people saying you kafir this, you kafir that, you kafir.
Correct.
So you're probably used to that.
I was.
Okay, so
Yeah.
racism doesn't operate like that anymore.
You know,
it doesn't.
In the 70s, there was more. You had the skinheads going around with green jackets. They were actually calling people nigger to their face.
Right.
But laws are coming now where they know they can't do it as much. So now they go
So
around.
it's systematic. It's
Now
systematic
hold on a
now.
minute. Now
A
they
paedophile, right? A paedophile statistically are normally middle-aged white men.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know. Fair enough. Whatever.
People that are involved in gun crime are normally young black males, right? For me, now a gun crime is still a serious crime. I don't disagree. Now what they do in the law is that you can get caught with a gun. I think it's 5 years, and then they start, and then it's like per bullet. It's like they add another 6 months or something to your sentence. Now you could have 3 bullets and you got 5 years and 6 years and 3 months or whatever. I've seen paedophiles out in 2 years. Convicted paedophiles that are molesting children out in 2 years. But this guy didn't. He may have been caught with a gun, never shot anyone, but now he's in jail for 6 years. Is that not a skewed system?